Okay, so today I'm going to be doing an overview on Ellis Brooklyn fragrances. I have the Biblioteca scent library. As you can see, I have two here. I ordered this from Sephora, and when I opened it up, there was a very strong perfume smell coming from it. And as you can see, I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but most of them are mostly empty. So I called Sephora and let them know, and they sent another one, and pretty much the same thing happened, but there's still a little bit more fragrance in these. So, and I later found out from Ellis Brooklyn that they were having some leaking issues with these series, and it has since been resolved. So if you are going to give these a shot, the leaking issues have been fixed. So I did get a refund on my second one, but I figured I had enough juice between the two of them to give these a fair shot. Yeah, there are 6 scents. Fable, Myth, Raven, Reeves, R. Rose, and Sci-Fi. 2 of these I'm very interested in. 2 of them are fine, and 2 of them I'm not a big fan of. The nose for all 6 of these fragrances is Jérôme Epinette, and if you recognize that name, it is because he is one of the noses for Atelier Cologne. He did a lot of fragrances for Atelier Cologne. Let's see, the notes in this are neroli, blackcurrant, honeysuckle, petitgrain, violet, cedar, and amber. This is one of the fragrances that I thought was just fine. Now, if you've ever watched any of my videos, you'll know that I'm not a fan of neroli. It just does not work well on my skin. The blackcurrant in the top notes of this is really nice, so that definitely helps this one out a lot. It's not super unique compared to, compared to a couple of the others in this set. So the honeysuckle and the violet are really nice in here. They do come through pretty well. The petitgrain comes through pretty well as well, and I know it's like a related note to neroli and everything, but I enjoy the bitterness of the petitgrain. I don't get a lot of cedar in the dry down, but it is a very mild ambery dry down in my opinion. Next is Myth, and Myth is one of the ones that I am interested in. This is one of the ones I'm going to put aside to test out a little bit further and see if I'm interested in adding this to my wish list or not. The notes are bergamot, ambrette, cassis, orchid, pink lotus, jasmine, patchouli, musk, and white cedar. I get a lot of bergamot and cassis from this when it first applies, and the jasmine comes through pretty well, but it's not overly sweet. It's not overly heavy. There's a little bit of patchouli that comes through. I'm not getting a lot of cedar again from this. The musk is definitely prominent. This is a musk that is kind of borderline for me, but it's not overly strong, so this is one that I, regardless of that, do find very interesting, and I do want to kind of concentrate on this at some point and kind of see if it's something that I want to, put on my wish list at some point. Okay, the next one is my favorite out of the set. It is Raven. The notes are listed as mandarin orange, rhubarb, peony, pink lotus, patchouli, white woods, and musk. This one is really nice. It is really well blended. The mandarin orange is mild. The rhubarb gives it a nice kick. The peony definitely comes through pretty well. The patchouli comes through much more on this one than any of the other ones that contain patchouli. I don't get a whole lot of musk, and I get a little bit of generic woodiness from this. So this is one that I do really enjoy, and I highly recommend checking this one out. This is, however, very reminiscent of Tom Ford's Noir de Noir, so just do be aware of that. It's not a 100% dupe or anything, but it is very reminiscent of Noir de Noir. Next is Reeves, and this is one that I was not really a fan of. The scents are listed as neroli, petitgrain, lavender, cashmere woods, white suede with a soapy finish. This one is definitely soapy. Don't like it. Don't like soapy scents. scents that tend to pull very soapy on my skin, so this might not be the case for everyone. I wish the lavender was more strong, and I wish the woods were coming through stronger also. This one just did not work on my skin at all. Next is our rose, and this is another one that I'm not a fan of. The rose in this was just really sharp in a way that just was not enjoyable to me. And the name Our Rose is supposed to sound like Eros, which doesn't make much sense to me, because then why wouldn't you call it Eros, Eros, or Aros, I don't know. Anyway, the notes listed are Sicilian lemon, cassis, pear, lotus, peony, rose, cashmere wood, musk, and vanilla accord. I get the lemon, I get a whole lot of rose, don't get any cassis or pear, I don't get any lotus or peony. I get some woods and some vanilla, a little bit of vanilla. Not enough to mellow out the rose. This one was just super sharp. Not for me. And the last one is Sci-Fi. This one was one of the ones that was okay to me. It's a little weird. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. It smells a lot like Elizabeth Arden green tea with a lot of vanilla, which is what's kind of throwing it for me, because to me those two scents don't go well together, and it doesn't feel very well blended to me. It's kind of like smelling two things next to each other instead of two things mixed, if that makes any sense. And the notes listed are vanilla beans, citrus, florals, and green tea. Part of me likes it, and part of me is just like, it's weird, you know? Anyway, all of these do last about 6 hours on the skin, and yeah, there's definitely some interesting things in here. I do recommend checking these out. Like I said, the leakage problem has been solved. That is my overview on the Ellis Brooklyn Biblioteca scent library. If you have tried any of these fragrances or anything else from Ellis Brooklyn, let me know in the comments what you thought and what you've tried. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, check out my playlists. And if you're new here, please subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and it means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.